Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Tried and Tested. Today I'm going to be showing you how I got on with listing my products on Amazon. If you're new to this channel and didn't get a chance to see my last video on this, I'll make sure to link it in the description below as I explain what my channel is about and what my products are in that video in a little bit more detail. To give you a quick overview, my business is called Made for the Occasion, and currently I'm selling t-shirts both personalised and of my own design. My channel basically follows my journey in this, and this is currently episode 2 on that journey. What I will also be showing you guys are ways of making money online through different methods. These can be things like affiliate marketing and dropshipping as well. I plan on doing anything and everything, so please make sure that you stay tuned for that. I want it to be a genuine channel, and I want genuine and legitimate content because I want to help show and inspire people how to make money online. So if that is something you are going to be interested in, please make sure that you like this video so I know it's worth making, and subscribe to the channel so you can make sure you don't miss out on following me in my journey. So to get started, I wanted to talk to you today about my product. I'm not concerned with the design or quality of the product at the moment. I basically wanted a dummy product, if you will, just something bog standard that I could put online and get a feel for how the product listing process works. This shirt comes in 5 colours and the design is the same on all of them. I will link the shirt in the description below if you want to see for yourself how it looks on Amazon currently. I also want to mention that I'm not a graphic designer, nor was I very good at art, so trying to draw something is completely out the window for me. I also don't know how to use Photoshop, and even if I did, I simply don't have the money to be able to afford its astronomical price tag. So what I use instead is a software called Critter. Some of you may have heard of it, and some of you may be like, what? Basically, it's very similar to Photoshop. It allows you to make incredible digital art in the same way as Photoshop, but the only difference is that it is free. If you want to get Critter, just type it into Google and it should be one of the top options, and all you have to do is click on it and then follow the details on how to download it. I've downloaded it and it's been a lifesaver. It truly has. I made this design through Critter, and it was actually really easy to do. I think this only took me an hour. Some of you are probably thinking, yeah, we can tell. But yeah, I just want to show you how easy it is and also how you can do it without spending money on Photoshop. So getting straight into the core of this video, I just want to talk to you about why it is that I've chosen Amazon, or am using Amazon rather. As mentioned in my previous video, I am trying to generate traffic to my website, and ways to do that is to make my brand as well known as possible. As of December 2018, Amazon had 2.98, nearly 3 billion views to its page, and out of those 3 billion views, 89.5% was from organic traffic. Like, what? Like with YouTube, if I can create something which will go viral, and this is a platform where it will be able to go viral just in the same way YouTube can, then it will be plain sailing from there. I will say here that I'm not relying on being permanently on Amazon, just because they do charge fees, and putting things on my own website doesn't cost me anything. It is all about building my brand and image at the moment, so this is just going to be a temporary venture just to help get myself well known and out there. Okay, so now that you know why I've chosen Amazon, I'm going to be honest here and say I've not done much research into Amazon. I mean, can you blame me? Isn't it obvious that why I wouldn't? I mean, you just have to turn on the news these days to know that Amazon is killing it as an online retailer. What's more is that this is an online retailer that I or anyone else can easily tap into, and it's under this image that Amazon has created for itself that I dove completely in this blind. I mean, why would I not think like that? Why would I assume that this multi-billion-pound company wouldn't be the best fit for me? That there wouldn't be any issues? I mean, I signed up to my first Gmail account as blindly as I did Amazon because I had put my trust into Google, because big companies like that are just so easy to. They are successful for a reason, and that is because their customers are happy. So I just typed into Google, sell things on Amazon, and Amazon Seller Central is what came up. I know that's not what you want to hear when I'm all about trying different ways and researching things so that you guys don't have to. But if you watch my previous video, hopefully you'll understand why. So this page is what came up, gave me information on Seller Central, what I can do with it. I can list things, upload lists, my items for products, you know, get them all sorted, sent out, and receive payment for it. There are two options. I ended up paying for a £25 monthly subscription fee, which is what you can see here, which I'm not going to lie, did kill me. I had already made money through different means online, so I actually ended up having enough money to pay for this. And there will be more information on this in my next video, so please make sure you subscribe to this channel to ensure you don't miss seeing it. But because if I hadn't have made money online elsewhere, I wouldn't have chosen this option. There was an option to sell less than 35 items a month and just pay 75p every time I sold an item, which is what I would have gone for, but for some reason that option wasn't available for me. I don't know why, but as soon as I entered the sign up stage, this subscription had all automatically come up and it was my only option. It also says here that, well, it doesn't say on this page, which is so frustrating because I wish I had recorded that process for you so you can have seen it the way that I did, but it had actually said you pay £20, not 25, and there would be no fees per item that you sold. What actually ended up happening is that I pay £25 plus 70p for every item that I sell. So I'm not sure if maybe from yesterday to today that they've changed the way that they do things, but that was what I had and that's what I experienced, and today is something different. I carried on anyway because why wouldn't I? I mean, I trust Amazon for such a big reputable company as they are, surely being good and not scamming their customers would be told about. Surely there'd be people flocking in their thousands to complain about them online in some sort of mass protest. I mean, right, surely that would happen, but hey ho, as that hadn't happened, I decided to pursue. So once I'd signed up and paid my £25, I got to this dashboard. It is a little cluttered at the moment because I haven't really had a time to look through it all. These are all widgets, all these plethora of things here that you can see. These are what Amazon has decided that I as a new member should have, which is great, but because I haven't really looked at them at the moment, I'm not really sure what any of them do. All I saw was this bit in the middle, which was add a product, and at the moment that's all I was focused on, so I clicked on it. So what I did is I clicked on add a product, and it was here that I quickly learned that I need something called a UPC code, which is, in other words, just the number that comes up with any barcode. Amazon needs this in order to allow products to be sold on their website. So, I mean, that's fine. But I wish somebody had told me that before. But then again, I didn't do any research, so I can't really complain. I also couldn't complain so much when I learned that you could buy 200 UPC codes on eBay for £1, which is what I did. So for every product that you sell, no matter the amount of variations which come with that product, such as t-shirt colour or size, you only need one code. So that makes the deal even sweeter for me, if you think of it like that. After going through the create a new listing path, which is what I want to do, this is where things got bad, and they got bad real fast. I don't mean to be blunt, but this has to be the worst thing that I've faced so far, and I taught myself hardcore HTML over the course of 6 hours. Amazon Seller Central is shockingly bad, like horrifically bad. You may find that it's really simple and easy to use if you're already using it, but remember, I'm a newbie who hasn't found a way to bodge the system yet. And the reason I say that is because you clearly need to bodge the system and know all its kinks to be able to work it, because there are a lot of kinks, okay? So when you first get started, you can find the product on Amazon, but because my product is unique, I've designed it myself. There is not one product like this on Amazon currently being sold. There's probably things very similar, but not my product. So I have to create a separate new product. So I pick out of this list the thing that it relates to the most. I'm not going to go through this just because it's self-explanatory. Yeah, okay, so I click on t-shirts and this is what comes up. So the options that I have available are up at the top here is vital info, which seems to be things like the title of the product, your product ID, that sort of thing. The next is variations, so this is where you can pick your colour, your size, your colour and size, stuff like that. Offer seems to be like where you want to put a discount price if you already want to have a discount price going into your first sale or your first listing. And then images is where you can upload your images. Now, my problem with this, and some of you may have already spotted it, is where the hell do I put the details of the product? Where do I put the description? Where can I put information on my product in my own words? Like, you see how many other products are being sold on Amazon. You know how they look, you can see the description, you can see things quite clearly. They don't just have images. So as you can imagine, this confused me, like instantly confused me. And there's not a lot to go off from here. There's the contact seller support, which just takes me away from this. And these lines here don't help you. Like this one here, outer material type, it just says it's an alphanumeric string, which is great. It's just great. Thanks for that. Yeah, so I just became very confused and frustrated. There are no help guides or tutorials that I could find. So I didn't know what to do really. I just had to persevere, and eventually I ended up with 2 products because the first one failed and the second one I actually had to get help from the support team just because I couldn't figure it out. So in the first listing, this one here, I actually ended up eating through 21 of my UPC codes when it should have just been 1, just because there was an error in Amazon's system, which I wasn't aware of until I contacted the support team and they told me that this isn't right. At first, everything seemed right until my product actually became live on Amazon, which I quickly realised all the variations weren't on show. So if I just show you what I mean here, you can see that I have 5 colours available. So I've got my burgundy, purple, grey, blue and white, but only 3 options listed, and I had listed them all and it looks like they are all listed when I go behind the back end of the product. The sizes are also missing. I'm also missing large and extra large, which I'm not really sure why, because again they're on there, and even the support team were confused by what they were seeing, which is just great. So I tried to figure out on my own at first why there were things missing. There doesn't seem to be any, like I said, anything to help you. You are virtually on your own. What I did was I turned to YouTube for answers before I contacted the support team. What I did was I typed in Amazon Seller Central. I had also typed in a few other a few other things such as how to list a product on Amazon Seller Central, things like that. But as you can see, these are mostly tutorials on Amazon FBA, which stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. And whilst it is on Seller Central, then they use Seller Central to list products, it is not at all the same. What I did manage to do, however, through watching several videos, is I managed to piece together bits of information and get the general gist of what I needed to do, but it still didn't answer a lot of my questions, and I just felt more deflated that these people could make it work and I couldn't. What was I doing wrong and what were they doing right? After some research, and I'm talking about 4 hours of it, I'd somehow managed to discover that if you fill out an inventory template, you wouldn't run into any issues. I thought that this was great because I'm a whiz with spreadsheets, and I felt like I could finally be in my comfort zone. Oh, how wrong I was. So to get to that stage, you can, on inventory, you can click on add products via upload, and what that does is, sorry guys, not sure why it's done that. Bear with me, this is just helpful, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so if I go to add products via uploads, need to create a product file. I want it to be under clothing and novelty. Again, I'm just following what I did for my product listing when I tried to do it through the website. And t-shirts, and then I select on advance because I want all attributes. Generate template, and it comes up in an Excel document, which is fine because I like Excel and I like spreadsheets. Oh, why is it not liking that? There you go. So what happens is it brings up this spreadsheet where you have instructions, which are fine but not helpful. Images, which this images tab down here just tells you what your images should look like, which is again fine but not helpful. There's an example which is outdated, and I say it's outdated because the titles here do not run in conjunction with what the template is actually asking you. It's talking about a feed product type first, and the very first thing they have in their example is SKU, and it's a lot of stuff like that. It doesn't really help you with trying to understand what you need to input. I managed to put in a lot of this information, however. I managed to get so far, and this data definitions tablet does tell you roughly what each heading means. So the feed product type, it's just telling you that it's, you input a product type, so office products, for example, or t-shirts, for example, just a generalization of what category your t-shirt or your product's going to come under. So it's just this bit was fine. That bit I had no problems with whatsoever. The area that I ran into problems with was the main image URL link. Nowhere in this spreadsheet or on their website does it tell you how to do this. I struggled to get a straight answer out of anybody and anything for like an hour and a half. Like, even then, it was difficult. Finally, I managed to discover through, again, YouTube, but this was after watching a few more videos and piecing together, information. You need to upload your images onto a web server. Now, my website is supported through a host, and I don't own that server, so I'm not able to do this. This also seems ridiculous to me because not a lot of people will have a website in the first place. So in essence, they are basically penalising people for not having a web server, which is ridiculous. Regardless, I pushed through, and if I skip this step and add the pictures once the inventory is uploaded, I'll just add them later and it'll be fine. Sadly, that was an option because it was either spreadsheet or website. There was no in between. Like, I just can't. Anyway, I managed to submit my listing through the website, and I had to wait 15 minutes for the product to show in my inventory. This is concerning for me because my product is technically live somewhere in Amazon Marketplace, and I couldn't get to it until it shows up in my inventory. So people could be seeing my unfinished product and judging me based on that. I may be wrong in this, but I'm yet to find a straight answer on that as well, because when I did eventually call support to find out why I didn't have all my variations available, they couldn't answer that question either. The support team seemed helpful, but there was a lot of things that clearly they weren't sure of themselves, to the point I actually pitied them. If I was frustrated, I can only imagine what it is to work in an environment where you are permanently frustrated, speaking to equally as frustrated people. I mean, what a nightmare. But long story short, the support team told me to create a new listing, and I did find that actually worked. There were no issues, and my product is now available on online. Let me go there. I still ran into the issue when my product is live and I can't amend the details until those first initial 15 minutes passed. But once they did pass, I was able to edit my listing, and now all of a sudden I have these extra tabs that I can edit information on that I didn't have originally, which confuses me. Like, I'll show you what I mean now. If I click on edit, I still have what I had before, those tabs, but now I have a few more. So I have description, which I didn't have before, keywords, which I didn't have before, more details, which I didn't have before, and also offer looks completely different to how it looked when I first originally listed this product. I don't know why. I have no idea. This isn't good. This is actually quite poor. It is awful, and I'm deeply disappointed in the way Amazon has done this. I'm just baffled why there aren't more people complaining about this as well. I can understand where there is a real lack of why there is a real lack of YouTube tutorials on this, because Amazon FBA, which I've said before uses Seller Central, is just so much easier, and I can understand why nobody is doing things through Seller Central and they are just focusing on Amazon FBA, because you just piggyback on somebody else's listing and then just amend your price, and that's it. You don't have to go through this headache that I'm experiencing now. Anyway, after getting completely frustrated, I decided to look into what other people thought about Seller Central, just because I couldn't be the only one. Like I said, it was baffling me why people weren't thinking or doing the same or saying anything negative about it on YouTube, which I thought would be one of the first places people would. But after typing literally into Google Amazon Seller Central reviews, the very first page, this came up. Now, it has 1.2 out of 5 stars according to this website. 163 people have reviewed it, and out of those 163 people, 151 of them have actually given it 1 star. I've actually read a few of these reviews, and all of them have issues which are completely different to my own and completely different to each other. I mean, all this is telling me is that at some point I will stumble across these issues as well myself, and I'm just terrified of it happening, because there are some really awful ones in here. This first one talks about him actually being scammed out of money from Amazon, and I can truly believe that, because there are some other people saying similar things as well. And just because, you know how I mentioned it was £25 before, I have actually had £30. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, I've actually had Amazon take £30 out of my bank account. I don't know why. I know it's excluding VAT, but my £25 plus VAT has already come out of my bank account. So why have I had another £30 come out of my bank account? For no reason. This has been up a day, maybe a day and a half. You tell me. Anyway, going back on this Seller Central review, have a look before you blindly jump into it like I did. Like I said, this channel is all about trying things and testing things, and if I can tell you guys and warn you guys before you get into the similar situation as I have, just how bad of a product this is, then I'm glad I could be helping some people. I just want to wrap this video up now because I appreciate it's probably very long. I've said that the whole idea of this channel is because I want to test out ways to make money online so I can figure out what works and what doesn't work so you don't have to. So far, Amazon isn't working. I will give it a go, however, and I'll do an update in a week's time on how I found using it during this week or that week. But I can honestly see me and Seller Central having a bit of a rough and tumble because it's so bad. If anyone has any tips or can point me in the right direction of a decent YouTube tutorial on this, I will truly love you forever. Please help to educate me because I've tried to find the answers myself and turned up empty every time. I don't know if it's because I've not googled the right things, but I'm hoping someone out there can put me straight because I clearly need it. The next video will be uploaded tomorrow. I plan on uploading every day, so please remember to subscribe if you want to see more, and like this video so I know I'm on the right track with starting this channel. Tomorrow's video will be an update to my user testing account where I have made some money. I will link in the description below episode 1 of that so you can see how that looks and follow along. Yeah, so make sure you come back tomorrow for that. I also just wanted to say a huge thank you for sticking out to the end of this video. If you have, it means the world to me and I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, bye for now, guys.